have at least 5 fighters confirmed kills and 1 large aircraft, which could be either an Elint aircraft or an AW&C aircraft, which was ahead of time. Then I'll cover something else. I'm not really prepared for that part. Now, of course, another point I just now wrote down. Marshal Rajaram said that, this hall is full because you are here. They all want to hear you. But, sir, I can see 50% are blues, and out of that, I think 80% are detailed to be here today. Having gone through their times, I understand everything. But all those who have been detailed, please listen. Okay, don't sleep. So we all know what happened, that unfortunate incident of Pahalgam, where so many people were killed. The nation had to respond. And all that is in open media, how we were trying to achieve some things diplomatically. At the same time, we had to give them a befitting reply. We had also said, it was made very clear that this time, it should be an emphatic thing that we do. We must send the message across loud and clear to them. It should not be something just limited to launch pads and training areas. It should be, if their leadership, the terrorist leadership should be challenged. So we were all called in, and we discussed a few options. Then all the other agencies also joined in. And then we decided on those 9 targets. I don't know how clear it is here. From my angle, it's not looking very clear, the text part of it. Like you see, I can make it easier for you by the red dots that you see on the map were the 7 targets that were very close to the border and LC, and they were to be taken on by Army with their integral weapons. And those 2 blue dots, we've drawn them a little bigger. They were the 2 main headquarter buildings, that is Bahawalpur and Muridke, headquarter complexes, not buildings, that were to be taken on by Indian Air Force. So this was decided. Also, when I say taken on by Indian Air Force, that doesn't mean that only Indian Air Force was to work towards that. All of us were working together, including naval assets were involved in, their weapons were used in these areas. Their INT agencies were involved. And in the planning, we were all, the 3 services together, along with other agencies. So this plan was discussed. Even the escalation metrics were made and discussed as to where can it lead to, what can happen, and if this happens, what is going to be our response. So it was a nicely planned out effort, and the date was decided. It was the 6th and 7th night, date and time, and it was decided based on weather, based on what pattern we were seeing across the border of their movements and their actions. And we decided that time, and we decided that it will be in one go, we will address all 9 targets. And like I said, Air Force was targeting these to the border. So it was not that we could do something with small drones or weapons of small caliber. They were all nicely hardened structures. So we decided to go with long-range weapons to keep ourselves safe from their air defenses, but at the same time, accurate weapons to get the targets while not causing any other damage to the areas around. And special emphasis throughout has been that there should be minimum civilian casualties who are not involved with this. So, as far as Bahawalpur is concerned, this is how that complex looks on map. And if you look at it, there were some, when DMPI is basically our point of impact that we decide where we're going to hit. So there were some buildings where we had intelligence of their senior leadership staying, some buildings where their other people stay, and of course the main Marcus building where the congregations used to take place and all the training used to take place. So these points were decided, and I show you some of the pictures of what we achieved. Now, before and after the attack, of course, these are satellite pictures, and after the attack pictures are immediate pictures that we got. Whereas before the attack pictures are which have been built over a period of time. So you will find there is a clarity issue, and there is a different satellite which is giving you. So here, sorry. So here you can see the damage, which is, of course, not coming out very clear in this, but other pictures, here these two buildings, you can see the damage much clearly. Again, another big set of buildings, and you see the damage that is coming out. What I can show you here is there's hardly any collateral that you see. Of course, from that distance, it is not very easy to make out, but still all the adjacent buildings are fairly intact. The buildings that were targeted were based on intelligence. And this is the main building of theirs, where the weapons have gone in, and it's badly damaged. Now, one thing which was good this time was that not only did we have these satellite pictures, we also had a lot of input from the locals, media, which was giving us the inside pictures, because these were areas which were open to public kind of areas also. So there were a lot of people who were going in and out. So on the net, we could get pictures like this and videos like this. This is the same building that I just showed you. You look at the damage that has been caused inside. It's all on the open net available, so I've also picked up from there. So this target was about 100 kilometers away from the border. We did not have a way to send a BDA mission that far away. So the damage assessment has been done based on only the, or accuracy assessment has been done based on damage that we see on the pictures from the satellites, and also what we got from the media. As far as Muridki is concerned, this is what it was, the LET headquarters. This is shifted. I think something is, 1 minute. These are the two main, these circles should be here on this building and this building. And these two things, circles are in this area. This again is their, if I can say, the senior leadership's residential area where they were staying. And these were their office building and their building where they used to get together to conduct their meetings. This is one of the videos that we have, because this was within our range. So we could get this video from the weapon itself. If you notice here, somewhere here was the first impact of the previous weapon. And if you see the next one now, the video continues. You can see the smoke of the previous weapon somewhere here. And this weapon is for the main building, that big building that we see. That was the point of impact. And this is the damage that you see on the, they've sorted me out here, my team. So before attack, these were DMPI 3 and 4. And after the impact, it's not very clear. The display is not very clear, but I think the brightness of this big display is always an issue. So these are this is the DMPI, this is the bomb that you saw in that video before. And here, this whole picture has shifted. And this is the impact that we see on the main and one on the office building. office building, you can see it's already decimated quite badly. Here you see just a pinprick. Let it be. It's just a pinprick here. But I want to bring out something here. You know, when we did Balakot, we had something similar. I have a slide on that. You see here, in Balakot also, we had similar, you know, this pinpricks being seen from the satellite pictures. And here in this building also, we see a similar kind of impact point. And in Balakot, we could not get anything from inside, and it became a big issue, you know, trying to tell our own people, unfortunately our own people, as to what we have been able to achieve. We had intelligence of what has gone on inside. We had intelligence of, you know, human kind of intelligence, where we had very clear picture of inside in terms of there's been huge damage. There have been so many terrorists which have been utilized. But we could not convince our own people that, look, we have achieved that. But this time, again, a thing like this would have given us the same problem. But we were lucky, and we got these videos on the open. This is the same building from inside. You see the amount of damage that it has created, because all these penetration weapons, the sound is from that video. So they cause this kind of damage. Whereas from outside, you get a feeling as if it's just a small hole. So I'm very happy that this time we were able to, you know, take care of that ghost of Balakot, that we were able to tell the world what we have achieved. Coming back to Sindoor, again, after this, what we did, we were able to, we were able to very clearly understand that we have achieved our objectives. Some similar damage was done all the other 7 targets of the army. We had the pictures very clear. We had the videos from here and there. We had all intelligence reports. So when we were confident that we've been able to address what we wanted to address, a message was sent to their DGMO, through our DGMO, Director General Military Operations, that we don't mean to have anything to do with the military, in the sense our objective was only to strike the terrorist targets, to take the revenge of this, what they have done to us. And we have no military aspirations, no intent to attack any military targets. So we can call it off here. But they, unfortunately, did not agree. They said, no, we will take a call. आपने हमें मारा है, अब हम मारेंगे, फिर देखेंगे, फिर बात करेंगे. These are kind of words they spoke. So we continued to be cautious. We knew they will do something. So that 7th, 8th night, if I can call it, 8th, 9th night, those 2 nights we had a lot of loiter munitions, drones, small-scale weapons, some drones which were basically to saturate our systems at many of our airfields and many of the army installations that were spotted. Of course, that created a little bit of panic in the public around. The public around started spotting even low Earth orbit satellites and reporting them as drones. So the number of drones multiplied. Just imagine if there's a LEO satellite, let's say 4 or 5 of them, which are being spotted in one part of the city. For them, it will appear it is towards the east, and that chap reports, I see 4 towards my east, or very close to me towards this direction, or right over me, or something like that. And same thing is reported by 5 more people in the same city, from different corners, because it's like everybody reporting, I've got 1 sun in my area. And we keep adding and say, oh, there are so many suns over there today. So that is what happened that night, those 2 nights. So a lot of reports that we got were even these reports, and it was becoming very difficult to filter out. But our local commanders did exceptionally well. They were able to take charge of the situation, and many of the actual ones were neutralized using our own anti-drone systems, using our own even anti-aircraft guns were used to neutralize some of those drones which came over us. And what happened was many of them were not weaponized, because when we realized that they were actually, either they were doing some kind of survey, or they wanted to saturate our system so that we can open our air defenses, open up our radars, and they can get some alert from us. There were few of them which were weaponized, and our anti-drone systems really worked very well, and we were able to get rid of, we were able to survive those attacks without a single damage to our any of the installations. And in response, we also sent our loiter munitions to some of their radar targets or SAGW targets which were close to our bases, close to our border. And we did achieve some success in that. Some of them, of course, were sending videos back to us, so we could get that, the result immediately. Some of them, of course, we had to wait for our satellite imagery to come in. So we did achieve some success in that, and we kept ourselves very calibrated. We did not want to escalate unnecessarily, because for us, the immediate, the Operation Sindoor, the objectives were to take care of terrorist camps and terrorist infrastructure, and that was taken care of. So here is one of the videos that we have of a radar being attacked by one of our loiter munitions. This is the control cabin, which is the which has been attacked. I've cut it short a bit because after this it goes into where the system can be seen, which system we are operating, which I want to not give out in open. Some of the pictures of other radars, Arifwala, here after the radar attack, you can see there are soot marks here. Again, not very clear to a layman, but the specialists, when they analyze these pictures, they tell us what exactly the damage has been, and it can be blown up in our own system. Similarly, Chunia radar, there's another radar head which has been burnt. So once this was over, we got an intelligence report on the ninth evening, I will say, that they are planning something big. And next 48 hours are very critical. And also, we also decided that if they attack any of our installations, military installations, we are going to reply with military, attacking their military installations, which matter to them. So since we already had our plans ready, this point was debated, and both the CNCs involved, the air headquarters people, and the other services, we had taken a call that since they are mostly attacking us by Air Force assets, and my Air Force bases are under threat, we should respond without waiting, in case this continues tonight also. And sure enough, this time we had their attack on our airfields with not only just loiter munitions, some of long-range weapons. Their aircraft tried to penetrate our defenses. Our air defense systems have done a wonderful job. The S-400 system, which we had recently bought, has been a game changer. The range of that system has really kept their aircraft away from their weapons like, those long-range glide bombs that they have. They have not been able to use any one of those because they have not been able to penetrate this system. And during our first night, first 6th, 7th night, also air defense system had ensured that when they did their repost, their fighter aircraft was threatened. That time they had come with some of those long-range weapons which they were able to penetrate into our defenses in Balakot time, if you remember. Some of the army, some of the bombs had fallen very close to army area. But this time, since we were ready to use our long-range weapons of surface-to-air guided weapons, they were deterred. I think initially we found the build-up taking place, very massive build-up taking place. But once the first missile was fired from our side, from the ground, we suddenly found that that dissipation of that build-up. Also, we have some kills that we have got from our SAGW systems, because every time you fire a weapon on a track, you do get a feedback as to whether it is to be treated as a kill or not, because till when is that blip remaining and where is your missile going. So that I will talk about a little later. So 9th, 10th night again, a large number of their attacks on most of our airfields. The airfields like Adampur, Srinagar, Avantipur, they took the brunt of it actually. And many other airfields. From north to south, they tried to penetrate various classes of drones, including weaponized. We were able to neutralize most of their weapons by either countermeasures, some of them by using our air-to-air guns, as well as SHGWs. Systems like Akash and all have taken down many of their loiter munitions which have come in, the weaponized ones. None of their aircraft could come anywhere near the boundaries of Akash and even MRSAM. All their aircraft were taken on by LRSAM because they were trying to stay away, but still they were within our ranges at times, and that is the opportunity targets that we got. As far as our offensive was concerned, so that night we held no hold bar, we didn't have any hold bar, and we decided that we will go attack at Pan front, we will stretch his resources, and the idea was once again not to attack one particular airfield and decimate that airfield. Idea was to give him that feeling or give him that indication that, look, we can attack you deep inside at will wherever we want to. So some of the places that were attacked, like this is a command and control center at their Noor Khan base. This is the after attack, and this is before attack. Rahim Yar Khan base. This is based on specific intelligence. We had taken a call that here we have to attack the airfield. So the airfield was attacked, and their building, the main building where their planning goes on, which is also used as a civil terminal building also at times. As far as Sukur airfield is concerned, we attacked their UAV hangar and a radar site. You have the visuals available here. This is the hangar which has been flattened, and this is the radar site which is before and after. Bulari, again, an AW&C hangar was attacked, and here we have a very clear hint that there was an aircraft inside when this attack took place. Sargodha. We've grown up in our Air Force, dreaming about days like this. Someday we'll get a chance to go there. And so it just so happens that I got my chance just before I retired. So we attacked the airfield there because we had very hard hint on F-16s taking off from there, and the ones who were attacking us in Srinagar as well as in Adampur. So we took on the airfield there. Again, intentionally not taken on certain other installations in this airfield because of some kind of calculation by us that may lead to unnecessary escalation. And this is the last slide I have on this. That is Shahbaz, their Jacobabad airfield, one of them, again, a major airfield that was attacked. And here there's an F-16 hangar, which you can see here. And here, this is the photograph again from open source, from one of their earlier picture of the same hangar. And here, that hangar, which is one half of the hangar is gone. And I'm sure there were some aircraft inside which have got damaged there. So if I can just sum it up, what we were able to get there at least 2 command and control centers in like Murid and Chaklala that I have shown you one of the pictures. At least 6 radars. Some of them big, some of them small. 2 SAGW system, that is in Lahore and Okara. Then, of course, runway at Sargodha and Rahim Yar Khan. 3 hangars that we attacked. One was, of course, Sukur, the UAV hangar, the Bulari hangar of AW&C, and Jacobabad, the F-16 hangar. And we have indication of at least 1 AW&C in that AW&C hangar, and a few F-16s which were under maintenance there. Apart from these, the SAGW systems, mostly from, I'm talking about fighter aircraft are from S-400. We have at least 5 fighters confirmed kills and 1 large aircraft, which could be either an ELINT aircraft or an AW&C aircraft, which was taken on at a distance of about 300 kilometers. This is the actually largest ever recorded surface-to-air kill that we can talk about. And apart from, of course, this, there are a large number of UAVs, drones. There are some of their missiles which have fallen in our territory. We have recovered a lot of wreckage from these, which now is being studied so that we can make out what did they do, where were they launched from, what route did they follow, what kind of system do they have, whether they have, what I mean to say, what generation those systems belong to, what all features do they have. So that study is going on, and it is going on even in coordination with DRDO. If required, we will also take some other industries' help for that. So I can say that it was, more of the high-tech war which was fought. In about 88, 90 hours of war, we were able to achieve, so much of damage to their system that it was very clear in their mind that in this current situation, if they continue, they are going to continue paying for it more and more. So they have come forward and sent a message again through DGMO कि हम बात करना चाहते हैं, and which was accepted from our side. And when I say our side, it's not just the Air Force, it's the joint decision that was taken, and it was taken even at the highest level. Why was that accepted? There have been a lot of debates which are going on. I will touch about it a little during continue in my talk. So that actually brings me to the end of my slides. Now, I want to talk about something like, if I can say, what were the reasons for success? One, which I can think of, is that there was political will. I'm being very, very candid here, very open here, because I hear various versions of it. I think if I tell you something, people will have to believe, because I was there listening to everybody, attending every meeting. There was very clear political will, very clear directions which were given to us, and there were no kind of restrictions which were put on it. Many people have spoken somewhere. Unfortunately, everybody is speaking about it. कि कुछ ना कुछ मैं बोल दूंगा इस बारे में. So there have been talks about, was there any restriction? Were you kept constrained? If there were any constraints, they were self-made. We, the forces, decided what will be our rules of engagement. We, the forces, decided what will be the escalation ladder that we want to ride on. We decided how we want to control the escalation. So I want to make it very clear. There were no, I repeat, no restrictions on us. Full freedom was given to us to plan and execute. I must say that, that our attacks have been calibrated because we wanted to be mature about it. A little bit on that I'll come to later. There was synchronization between forces. All 4 of us, CDS, the 3 chiefs. I must say here that the post of CDS has made a difference there. He was there always to get us together, discuss things out, iron things out. Wherever required, we all used to go to the senior leadership and discuss things out.